Hey there, eco-warriors, ready to dive into the world of renewable energy? Today, we're exploring various renewable energy sources, their pros and cons, and their efficiency. Get ready for a journey that's not just informative, but also electrifying. Let's get started. First up, let's catch some rays with solar energy. Solar power harnesses the energy from the sun using solar panels. These panels convert sunlight directly into electricity. The biggest advantage of solar energy is that it's abundant and completely free once you've installed the panels. It's also great for the environment because it produces no pollution. However, there are some downsides. Solar panels can be expensive to install, and their efficiency depends on the weather and geographic location. On a cloudy day, you might not get as much energy, but did you know that solar power isn't just for homes? It's also used in large solar farms and even for powering satellites in space. Speaking of natural elements, let's flow into our next energy source. Let's talk about wind energy. Those towering wind turbines you've seen in open fields or offshore harness the power of the wind to generate electricity. Wind energy is fantastic because it's clean and doesn't pollute the air. Plus, wind farms can be built on existing agricultural land, so they don't take up extra space. But there's a catch. Wind isn't always predictable. Sometimes it's too strong or not blowing at all. Turbines can also be noisy and pose a threat to birds. Despite these challenges, wind energy is one of the fastest growing renewable energy sources. But what if the wind isn't blowing? Let's dive into something more constant. Next, we have hydropower, one of the oldest and most reliable renewable energy sources. Hydropower plants use the flow of water from rivers and dams to spin turbines and generate electricity. The beauty of hydropower is its ability to produce a consistent and stable amount of energy. It's also incredibly efficient, with some plants achieving efficiencies of over 90%. However, building dams can have significant environmental and social impacts, including disrupting local ecosystems and displacing communities, and during droughts, water levels can drop, affecting power generation. But speaking of water, have you ever thought about the ocean's potential? Let's explore the untapped power of the ocean with wave and tidal energy. These technologies harness the energy from ocean waves and tides to generate electricity. The pros? Oceans cover over 70% of the Earth's surface, offering a vast resource. Wave and tidal energy are also more predictable than wind and solar. However, these technologies are still in the experimental stage and can be costly to develop. Plus, they may have impacts on marine life and ecosystems, but the ocean isn't the only source of renewable energy we haven't fully explored. Let's turn up the heat with geothermal energy. Imagine tapping into the heat beneath the Earth's surface. That's geothermal energy. This renewable source uses steam from heated underground water reservoirs to spin turbines and generate electricity. Geothermal energy is highly efficient and can provide a constant power supply, unlike solar or wind. It's also low on emissions. However, it's limited to regions with high geothermal activity, like Iceland or parts of the United States. There's also the risk of triggering earthquakes during drilling. From the heat of the Earth, let's now take a look at something a bit more biological. Our final stop is biomass energy. This involves burning organic materials like wood, agricultural residues, and even algae to produce electricity. Biomass energy can help reduce waste and is relatively easy to implement. It's also carbon neutral, as the CO2 released during combustion is offset by the CO2 absorbed by the plants during their growth. However, burning biomass can still produce pollutants, and it requires a significant amount of land and water to grow the necessary crops. Despite these challenges, biomass provides a versatile and renewable energy source. Now let's wrap up our journey. So there you have it. From the power of the sun and wind to the depths of the earth and the vastness of the ocean, renewable energy offers a world of possibilities. Each source has its own set of pros and cons, but together they provide a sustainable path forward. Thanks for joining us on this electrifying journey. If you found this video as energizing as we did, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And remember, every little bit helps when it comes to saving our planet. Stay curious and keep exploring.